The nation's economic fortunes could suffer without financial support for businesses and ordinary Australians during the current Omicron wave.
There are calls to bring in measures such as paid pandemic leave, at least in the short term, amid ongoing supply issues and rapid antigen test problems. Richard Dennis, Chief Economist with the Australia Institute, joins us now. Richard, good morning to you. Let's talk about rapid antigen tests a little bit. The government has said, federal government has said, not everything can be free, and we're now getting concession card holders getting 10 rapid antigen tests. Does the government's argument that not everything can be free make economic sense?
Well, yes, the fact that everything can't be free makes perfect economic sense, and no one suggested we have free coffee or free orange juice or free most things. But rapid antigen tests are not like a coffee or an orange juice. When I have a rapid antigen test, I'm protecting you. I'm protecting my colleagues. I'm protecting the customers I serve. So in Australia, we have free bowel screening tests. We have free cervical cancer tests. We had free vaccinations. We didn't charge people to get vaccinated against COVID. So it's a bit silly of the government to say, because everything can't be free, rapid antigen tests can't be free. Rapid antigen tests should be free. And I don't actually know an economist who disagrees with that. The problem the government has is not the economics of this, and it's not the cost of this, it's that there isn't enough supply. Even when they're expensive, there aren't enough rapid antigen tests to meet the demand. If the government made them free or said, we'll make them free in March or April, they'd be laughed out of office. So, yes, everything can't be free, but rapid antigen tests should be.
So they should be free, but there aren't enough here to make them free right now, and the government's kind of stuck in some ways in regards to that. They are making changes when it comes to isolation for close contacts to try and, they would argue, boost the economy and deal with supply shortage issues and distribution issues. What do you make of the changes to contacts and isolation?
I think it's very risky. We spent 2 years listening to health experts about how long people should isolate for. Now we're not asking economists, we're asking politicians, how long is it safe for people to isolate for when they're a close contact? What the government's doing is buying itself a bit of time, but it's not actually solving the problem. If we let people go back to work when they're at high risk of having COVID, they're going to give COVID to more people. So rather than one person isolating this week, we'll have 4 or 5 people isolating in a couple of weeks' time. I think we need to realise that there's no backbone to the Australian economy. Just as a chain is only as strong as its weakest link, a supply chain is only as strong as its sickest workers. And if any workers in the supply chain go down, the whole system, as we see in our supermarkets at the moment, go down. So truck drivers are essential workers, nurses are essential workers, all sorts of people working in wholesale and retail, packing boxes onto trucks are essential workers.
Richard, just briefly then, how does the government solve this issue? What lever do they have to fix the economy?
Well, let's be clear, this government has bragged about how well the Australian economy has done over the last 2 years, and it has. Compared to the rest of the world, the Australian economy has done very well with our restrictions, with social distancing, and at times with lockdowns. So there was no trade-off for the last 2 years. Australia's had one of the best performing economies in the world. It's had one of the lowest death rates in the world. This idea that opening up and letting it rip would be great for the economy, we'll just walk through the CBD of any, or certainly of Sydney and Melbourne, and see if that's true. We have to listen to the health advice, because to have a healthy economy, we have to have healthy workers. There is no way to fix the economy without actually fixing the health of Australians first.
Richard Dennis, thank you so much.
Thank you.
The bottom 20% get nothing. They're really unfair tax cuts.
People want to see much stronger action from the government when it comes to climate change.
It's no coincidence that we have a wages crisis in Australia.
Transitioning to net zero emissions, it doesn't seem like there's much room for gas.